Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm the developer of the LOZ app. And the LOZ Podcast Network is a network that we put together in the app for all of our 30,000 users so that we can delve into more people at the lake that we want to talk to. So we've got charities and organizations, business people, and just someone around the lake that you might want to get to know better. I'm really excited today because we're going to talk to Michael and Michelle Lasson, and they are with Flat Branch Home Loans, and they are really good friends of mine. I have to be honest, we do a lot of stuff with them, but they are two of the people that you see all around the community at the lake. They're always at charities, they're always at functions, and they do some really good work at the lake. Hello, how are you guys doing?
Oh, great. How are you?
We're doing great. I wanted to get you guys on the podcast network because I think people see people at the lake that do business, and they don't realize that you live at the lake, you work at the lake, you have your family at the lake. This is home for you. And so, how did you guys both get into the home lending world, and what made you decide to focus on Lake of the Ozarks?
We bought our first house right after we got married, and it was kind of really a horrible experience for us.
Okay.
That was before any laws regulated a lot of the mortgage lending, and the person that we elected to help us buy our home was really not that educated in it. I had said, if we ever have an opportunity to get in that business, I would like to. A couple of years go by, and I was selling advertising at the lake. My position got eliminated due to budget cuts. So one of my clients at the time owned a mortgage company, and he told me to come on over. So we did. She went over before I did, and then I came over. The rest has been history, I guess.
That's cool. I mean, it's fun that you decided to get into that industry. You saw the need for it because you didn't have the best experience, and now you get to make everyone's experience even better.
And that's exactly right. It drives us to give good customer service because we know how hard it is for someone to buy a house because we went through it.
Before this, I was in the title industry. So I worked for a title company and a real estate attorney for 9 years. So I know the background of real estate transactions on the legal side. So it kind of helps in our business now to look out for red flags, as you say, that come up in the process.
And that's got to be really helpful that you know those other two sides of the business, because somebody who goes with you guys and signs up with you, they don't have to worry about you being able to look over those documents and make sure that everything's great and make sure that they're in the right position. And that's got to be really something that they value when they work with you.
Yeah, and it makes it great because we work as a team. So, we're in it from day one to the last day of the transaction and beyond. So both of us kind of work on all the files together, and we know the processes.
And so you two met at the lake, you got married. Share the story, how that happened.
Well, a funny story. So I'm from Southern Indiana. He's from Chicago, Illinois. Both moved here.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. We'll agree on that, but we won't agree on baseball. So we are a house divided, Cardinals and Cubs, but that's okay. That's another story. We were volunteers on a fire department and became friends through that, and then just kind of started hanging out for lunch and ended up dating, getting married, joined our families, and we just celebrated 25 years.
Oh my God, that's great. 25 years. Wow. That's a long time. That's awesome. How does being so connected to the area shape the way you help people buy homes and properties here? Like, what you guys are so involved. I see you at every charity. I see you at every event. How does that help you with the people who actually live and work here and helping them with their home loan?
A lot of times, we believe in all the events. We do quite a bit. We like getting out there and seeing people, talking to people. We're in sales, no matter how you look at it. So the more people you're in front of, the chances are the more customers you get. But we truly love shaking hands and talking to people about things and just getting involved in the community. It just top of mind, keeps us in front of people.
Lake is such a melting pot of people from all over the country that come down here that either relocate here full time or buy a second home down here and spend a lot of time down here. So it's great to get to know them and what their goals are and help them achieve those goals.
And lake properties can be pretty unique. What are some of the things people might not know about getting a loan for a lake home or a condo that's different than one in St. Louis or Kansas City?
We have to make sure on every loan that a property is or is not in a FEMA flood zone. So flood zones at Lake of the Ozarks are based on elevation. They are based on elevation everywhere, but the Lake of the Ozarks, it's just very unique due to the fact that it's a man-made lake. However, we still have certain elevations we got to meet. We understand it. A lot of times, if FEMA deems that it's in a flood zone, we can possibly get it removed. We know we have the people in place, the contacts in place to help a consumer truly determine if a property should or should not be in the flood zone. That's one thing. Boat docks are another thing. Boat docks and, at the lake.
And sometimes those docks now are as much as the house, right? I mean, these docks have taken on a life of their own.
Most definitely. And we're able to add, value of the dock because, like you said, there's a lot of value into it. The appraiser includes the dock in the overall picture, and therefore we include it in. There's things we have to do behind the scenes to make sure that we're giving proper dollar amounts to everything.
But you also deal with shared wells, shared driveways, shared septic systems, shared roads. This is just a unique area down here where you come up with all kinds of crazy things, but we know how to deal with them and how to get the proper documentation to cover the new buyers.
We'll have garages across a county road that goes with the property. There's just a lot of unique different scenarios here that you don't see in the bigger cities, because in the bigger cities, it's not necessarily rural, but you have subdivisions in the bigger cities that have houses and everything is all on one little lot. Sometimes on the lake, you'll have a lot and then a lot that goes with it, whether it's connected or across the street, or you'll see a lot of that.
Well, and any one of those can be a hiccup in getting a loan closed. And so if you don't have somebody who understands those things and you're using an out of market or a big conglomerate to do your loan and they have no idea about any of that, all of a sudden you're sitting at the closing table and they're like, wait, we can't close this loan today because we didn't have the documentation or we didn't cross the T or dot the I of what's unique down here at the lake. So, I mean, you guys are true experts at the lake.
Right. And you mentioned like an out-of-town conglomerate. When you call us, you can get me and Michelle every time you call. So with the big conglomerates, you never know who you're getting. You're not going to get the same loan officer twice. So we bank on our customer service and our communication because we have you in front of us now. We want you to come back to us next time you buy a house. We want it to be such a good experience that you come back or you refer your friends to us.
So, Mike, you and I have talked before, and you've had a lot of things that, as we all do, happen in our lives. And I know you're a cancer survivor. You were telling me the story, I think, about how you had gotten to a point where it just kind of hit you out of nowhere. You had to go through all that. What has that experience done to change how you look at your life, work, what's going on with how you do your career versus how you, manage your work life and family life? What has changed because of that?
Well, I have to say, just paying attention to life and seeing what's going on around me more than ever. The experience definitely showed me that there's a reason I'm here, and I'm just not done completing that reason yet. I just feel that I got a lot of life left in me. The experience, I don't know, it opened my eyes to life and not taking anything for granted, not being afraid of doctors. Man, I'm a typical man. I hated doctors. I didn't go to a doctor. What? I got the sniffles. Okay, take an aspirin, whatever. And I did that for years. And, this was just a sore throat that just wouldn't go away. I couldn't talk a full sentence without coughing. I would, choke up a lot talking, and we just didn't know what was going on. So we just went to my family doctor, gave me antibiotics. That's the cure-all. Everyone takes antibiotics. Well, the antibiotics did nothing. And then we went back, 10 days later, and it just escalated from there. I live in a community where we have an amazing hospital. You have a picture right now of the pink out party with Lake Regional Health Systems that we participated in a few weeks ago. That was fun and all, but I'm at the time of diagnosis, I was very private. Work life is work life, business life is business life, personal life is personal. I elected to have my treatment done at Ellis Michelle in Columbia, and it's just because I didn't want anyone in my world know what was going on. And it was just private. I just tried my best. Well, it blew my mind how many people I saw at Ellis Michelle. It just I could not believe it. People I saw I would see up there doing treatment, going through the same thing I was going through. And it was, it was very eye-opening, to say the least.
Well, and I think that also lends itself to why you guys do so much with charity at the lake. I mean, I think I go to quite a few events, and I know you do too. It seems to me that you guys are super involved. Talk about some of your passions, some of the involvement at some of the organizations and charities you guys work with.
I'm a member of the Lake Ozark Rotary Noon. We meet every Tuesday at Wobbly Boots, and I love that organization because they're all about giving back to the community. And our community that we live in, it amazes me every time we go to an event, and every event raises so much money because we just have a very giving community. They like to support families and children and research and everything. So our Rotary group, we do the two things that I like the most are Wing Fest. We get to eat lots of chicken wings.
No, that's a great event.
You're going to see a lot of people and talk to people outside of work and taste some good food and have a lot of fun. And they donate that money to a bunch of charities. And then we also do the Candyland Project, where you take a name off a Christmas tree and you go buy presents for underserved children. And we give them to the families so they can give them to their kids. And it's just a good feeling giving back to the community that's supported us for so long as well.
That picture
That's
that
awesome.
you have up now, that's us with the local. We live in Eldon, Missouri. And, we drive back and forth to the lake every day. But we raised our family in Eldon. And currently, one of our daughters is one of the coaches of the girls' softball team for Eldon. And they were headed to a big tournament, a weekend-long tournament. And that picture is at 6 a.m. We all met at 6 a.m. We donated money for them to have a good lunch for the team. And it was just fun. I mean, obviously, we know them through our daughter and because of everything. But it was just really fun to do that. And, the local Head Start here in town, we also donated 4 pumpkins just for Halloween. And Head Start is a children preschool type of program sponsored through the state. And they don't have a lot of money. And what it cost me, $25 to buy 4 pumpkins. But we just made those little kids' days. And it was a lot of fun. And we just like doing things like that. You don't have to give a lot of money to participate in community involvement, just to help people. It's not that they can't do it themselves, but if we could help just here and there, just with a little bit of monetary or whatever, we just love doing it. It's just fun. And some of that cancer has really made me a little bit more giving as well. You just, you can't take it with you when you leave. So we just like to help where we can.
We're both also members on Bagnell Dams Association of Realtor. We're on several committees that helps plan events for members and the community. And we raise funds at those meetings also to donate to charities. And then Michael's also on the board of directors and the strategic planning committee for the Lake Area Chamber. So they do lots of events and fundraisers. So it's just, we're always busy. We are never home.
So what do you guys see in the lake real estate market, and how's Flat Branch Home Loans keeping up with the changes that are coming? I know the market's changing. I know rates have been, not as great lately, but they started to come down. Now I see them going back up a little bit. But looking ahead, what do you guys see at the lake that you would like to tell people about? Maybe like a little forecast.
It's just rates will improve. I'm far from a politician. I'm not a licensed realtor. I just do mortgage lending. And we try to stay in tune to the ever-changing industry, whether it's rates or programs, products, etc. We just try and stay well in tune to that. And, the experts are all saying that end of fourth quarter, into first quarter of next year, you're going to start seeing demand going back up due to election issues and things like that. We're ready to go. We have all of our systems in place to get our consumer a great rate. We watch the rates on a daily basis. You come to me today and say, hey, I'm buying a loan. We close in 30, 45 days, whatever it is. And if today's a good day to lock, we're going to lock you in. If the market's improving and we're going to continue to see improvement, we're going to float it a little bit to maximize your savings. Once we lock, we just continue to follow the market. If it changes drastically to the better, we might be able to get you guys a better rate. But we try really hard just to watch it and stay in tune with the market and our technology. We're everything's paperless, so that has helped quite a bit.
And so let's tell people how to get a hold of you. I know the easiest way is to go in the LOZ app, go into the insurance section, and they can just hit a button and they're talking to you. The other ways they can get a hold of you are to go to your website, which I think we've had up there, yourlakeloan.com, correct?
That's correct. Yourlakeloan.com. It has a lot of information about it. There's an Apply Now tab on it. My phone number is on everything. It's 573-216-7258. That's my cell, and that's just the easiest way to get a hold of me. Michelle's is listed as well, 573-216-7248. Or, technology, Team Lasson at FBHL.com. We both get that email.
Well, I just want to encourage everybody who's a user in the LOZ app that when you are in the market for it could be a second home loan, it could be your first home, it could be any kind of loan that you need. I really want you to go to Michael and Michelle at Team Lasson and give them a shot, because they will work their butts off for you. I've seen it, and they're just a great part of the community. And at the LOZ app, we just love to try to promote those people in the community that are doing great things, that are living at the lake. So thank you guys for being guests today. I really appreciate you joining me on the LOZ Podcast Network, and we will talk to you again later on in the year when maybe some market things change and we want to get some further updates from you.
That'd be awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. I was nervous, but I think we did okay.
You did great. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the LOZ Podcast Network. We'll be back with another episode real soon.
Thanks, Ken.